So, join Mech Fight. It's a fun game, we all know this by now. Good controls and movement, a diverse cast of characters, it has it all. But what if you took a look at base JMF and said, well, this is good, but what if we made it zoopier? Join Mech Fight Chaos, baby! Woohoo! What, neutral? What's that? We don't need neutral here. Oh god, what is he doing here? Oh fuck, oh shit. JMF Chaos is a mod created by Super Lame Kirby and was originally created to have more of an emphasis on long combos, but has since evolved to become a much faster version of everyone's favorite NES fighting game that still somehow forces me to be patient. God, I fucking hate these two so much! Quick cutaway jokes aside, what exactly is different about Chaos compared to vanilla Join Mech Fight? Well, for one, the more observant viewers among us might have noticed that these two monstrosities weren't actually playable in the original game and have been newly created specifically for this mod. However, what you won't have noticed, because I didn't show you, was that this game actually has a full 9 new characters. This does mean that the page 4 characters all had to be brutally murdered to accomplish this, and John also had to be sadly removed. But all 9 of these new characters, aside from Mech, offer a new and unique playstyle that wasn't really present in the original game, even if some of those playstyles make you want to stab. Since these new characters are a pretty big part of what makes Chaos unique, I'm gonna quickly go over what each of them do so you can get an idea of all of them. Shoko, his hobbies include chilling at the bottom of the character select screen and emerging. Shoko's decently versatile and from what I can gather doesn't seem to have any one playstyle, so here's all of his special moves. Frost, he's another one I can't quite figure out, but he has this comically slow projectile, which means he's a set play character to at least some extent, so I like him. Lance! Lance is a spacing character who wants to keep the opponent at around mid-screen range, not too close, not too far. He's pretty good at it too, having a diverse array of tools that allow him to accomplish this. Magma! Magma was a mistake, and I hate him! He's a character who plays a slow, patient, defensive neutral game, and is very good at forcing you to do the same, even in a game with some pretty ridiculous offensive options. Basically, fuck Magma, I hate him, garbage character, belongs in the bin. Mech. Mech is Tiger again? I'm not joking, all of his specials are incredibly similar to moves that Tiger has, the only exception being maybe Mach Spin. Even that one is still really visually similar to Dash Upper, the only real difference is that it has more active frames, so you can sometimes hit the opponent with it more than once. Honestly, Mach is maybe one of the only things in this mod that I consider genuinely flawed. His moveset just lacks creativity. Fortunately, the same can't be said of the next character, Nut. Aside from the fact that he replaces Jibber as the new funniest character in the game, Nut is a fast rushdown character with moves that might technically be borrowed from other characters with very little changes, but are put together in such a way as to still offer something that feels new. He's also just really funny. I mean, look at him. Goofy little... Next up is Shell, who is apparently meant to be a defensive character. I mean, I can see how he could be played like that, but I tend to just use his funny command jumps to play go for like a more rushdown focused game plan. I don't know what this character is. Regardless of how you play him though, he's still definitely an interesting one. That'll be one that feels more balanced for vanilla JMF standards than for Chaos's much higher average power level. Royal. Out of all of the new characters introduced in this mod, Royal is definitely my favorite. He's a fast, powerful rushdown character with an emphasis on strong aerial mobility and using chip damage to pressure opponents up close. He's the only new character to not have a ground and throw, instead having to rely on an air throw similar to what Sasuke and Hanzar have, but in exchange he can use this move, Guard Crusher, to deal a decent but surprisingly small amount of chip damage. Also, actually, wait a sec, I'm gonna go off script for a minute. This isn't like written down or anything, so I'm probably gonna stutter a lot, but that last bit is bullshit. Guard Crusher does get good chip damage. I have no idea why I included this in the script. Anyway, back on to the actual video. He can also combo into his air throw, which, while it might be pretty difficult to pull off and require some really specific spacing, feels extremely satisfying to do once you do manage to pull it off. The last character on this list is Alpha, who... honestly, I can't really work out what he's supposed to do either, which is probably a good sign. It means his gameplay probably isn't just too restricted to one specific playstyle, but I don't especially enjoy any of what he does, so I haven't played as him much, which might have something to do with why I don't have him at all figured out. From what I've seen, he seems to be a pretty popular choice with a lot of players though, so obviously he's at least doing something right. And that's it for the new characters. I didn't really like Mach all that much, but him aside, all the other characters at the very least bring something new to the table, even if I couldn't tell what it was in some cases, or if it made me reconsider ever calling myself a fan of this game. But new characters aren't all this mod has to offer, no. It might not bring any system mechanic changes, with the exception of some weird hitbox detection stuff I didn't really understand, but almost every pre-existing character in this game has been reworked to some extent, either with a few minor changes or, in some cases, an entire gameplay overhaul. Now, I'm not going to go over every change, both because I want you to find some of them for yourself, and because I don't want to have to record footage for every single character, but here are some of my favourite, more minor changes that are too simple to really get any kind of major spotlight. Scaffold Roll now finally knocks down on a hit. Geo actually functions as he should now. Jibber's Thunder Arm makes him move forwards. Gel's Invisibility now has a hitbox. Legend's Heel Press also finally knocks down on hit. Hover's Hyper Upper has been replaced with a throw, turning him into a much faster, more offensive character. Ghost on Skull Dance has been changed to this, meaning it's actually good now. Giganto is now really scary. Super Zack can now combo off his projectile. Dachon has a new jump punch, and Limp Spin is a reversal. Okay, that's it for the minor changes. Now for the big boys. These are the characters that have been changed the most compared to their original versions. There might only be 3 of them, but all 3 have been completely reworked to the point where they might as well be considered new characters entirely, and all 3 are vastly superior to how they were in vanilla JMF. But first I want to go over Zack, who in this game is best described as a nightmare Shoto. Just from watching him, he gives the impression of being an incredibly glitchy character, almost as if he's not supposed to be here. His gameplay is surprisingly straightforward. He wants to do 1993 tier Shoto things, but the way it's all presented feels unique enough to still give him a distinct identity. He also has this. I do not know what this is. The next character is Skater, who is a little different from how he was before. He's mildly more similar to his old counterpart since he still has Hurl Attack, but he still plays completely differently. For one, he doesn't just die to the down button anymore. Drive Kick now looks like this, and instead of that shitty, old, horrible somersault move, he now has Insta-Drop, which automatically returns you to a neutral state on the ground whenever Skater's torso is completely above or below his opponent's. Now, I have no idea why I thought this, but until I started writing the script for this video, I thought Instant-Drop triggered if you pressed and released the down button, which, I don't know, I feel like that would have been cooler than this. As he is right now though, Skater's still a really fun character. I love what this mod did with him. Oh, he also has this new version of Spin Upper that's actually not terrible now. Like, you can use it for things. It's not just objectively the worst move in the game. I couldn't find a better part in this bit of the video to mention that, but it's a cool move. I like it. And now, my favorite of the reworked characters, and by far my favorite thing as a whole to come out of this mod, Star. If you're at all familiar with me or this channel, you'll know that I really like Star. These days more for his design than his playstyle. When I first played this game, I assumed he was supposed to be a fast, mix-up oriented rushdown character, which is why seeing him slowly morph into the stalling, bait and punish abomination he is in today's meta was so painful. Fortunately, JMF Chaos brings back my beloved Zoopy Femboy Sonic robot with a drastic reworking of his moveset. The Stardust Press has been removed and replaced with Solar Crash, a move that can be inputted with either 4A on the ground, 2B on the air, or 6B on either the ground or air. This Zack Kick-esque move already improves Star's gameplay by itself, but additionally he can cancel literally any of his moves into the 6B version, allowing him to do some truly wacky things. He also has this move, Rocket Jump, which, yeah, it sure does exist. Not exactly sure what it's supposed to do though. Going off script yet again, it seems to function like a knee attack, where like if you hold the down button, it goes less far. I didn't know this until I started recording footage after I wrote the script, but yeah, I guess that makes it better. I think you can combo it into Solar Crush as well, actually. Anyway, he's also been given a faster fall speed, allowing the player to jump without, well, dying. Overall, he's been completely transformed in a way that makes him play much closer to the original first impression of him I'm sure we all had after playing story mode for the first time. So that's about it for JMF Chaos. Overall, it's an extremely fun mod, and one I had a great time with, even if there were some things I would have done differently. I've included download links for it in the description if you want to play it yourself, both as a .NES file for any NES emulators you might have lying around, and as a joymechfight.zip for if you want to play it online through Fightcade. Regardless of if you like the sound of what I've described here or not, or even if you somehow found this video despite having never played vanilla JMF, I still strongly recommend you give Chaos a look. It's, in my opinion, the most fun JMF mod out there right now. And as I'm sure you remember from all of my old videos from almost a year ago, I'm very bad at ending videos, so go away.